Alright, so this is purely coincidental, but what are the odds that two movies come out relatively close to each other that deal with a woman trying to survive until morning while a satanic cult hunts her down and tries to use her as a sacrifice? Like, what are the odds of those two of the movies that have the exact same premise coming out weeks apart from each other? I know that's probably happened in the past, but this is the first time that I've ever experienced that. So that's that's pretty weird. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel Strong from QuickTime Reactions, and I apologize for this movie review coming out a little bit later than usual, but I was busy. I was at a wrestling convention this weekend, and so I wasn't able to go and see this movie. But I have now, and man, this movie is absolutely bonkers. I'm, of course, talking about They Will Kill You. This movie is directed by Kirill Sokolov. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And Sokolov and Alex Litvak were the ones who wrote this movie. The movie stars Zaziebeetz, Myhalla. I hope I'm pronouncing that also correctly as well. Patterson Joseph, Tom Felton, Heather Graham, and Patriciaarquette, as well as a whole host of others in the cast as well. And this tells the story about a woman named Asa Reeves. She has just recently gotten out of prison, and she is trying to find work at this hotel. But what she doesn't know is that the hotel is basically kind of a front to a satanic cult in which they get new people in and use them as offerings to their demonic lord. But what the people on the inside of the hotel don't know is that Ace Reeves is one tough customer, and she's not going to go down without a fight. So is she going to be able to make it until morning? We'll have to wait and see. So this one caught my attention for a couple reasons. One, it's a horror movie, so of course I'm going to go and check that out. Two, the cast in this is really, really cool and really, really interesting. Zaziebeetz I absolutely loved. As Domino in Deadpool 2, I recently just saw her in the Gore Verbinski movie, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. I thought she was really good in that. And just everywhere that I've seen Zaziebeetz pop up, like she was also in Bullet Train as well. I've really enjoyed her. And, you know, 3, the premise of it looked really, really cool and really, really interesting. And just from the trailer, it looked like it was going to be shot really interestingly. And 4, this is being produced by the Muschiettis, Andy and Barbara Muschietti, more famously known for doing all of the It stuff for Warner Brothers. It chapters 1 and 2, as well as Welcome to Derry. So that was another reason why I was excited about this project. And now, having seen it, this is probably the most bonkers movie that I have seen this year. But man, does this amount of bonkers work extremely well in this instance. First, I want to give props to the direction. Kirill Sokolov and the DP for this movie, Isaac Bauman. They shot this movie so interestingly. Like, all of the fight scenes in this movie absolutely ruled. Very interesting and unique camera movements that happened in this. Like, there is one particular shot where it starts out at the far end of a hallway and pushes in, does like a complete like 360 around Zaziebeetz, Asa Reeves, and it almost looked like they filmed that on a 360 camera. I felt like just like really interesting camera angles that reminded me of I believe Park Chan-wook was the one who directed. I believe he was the one that he's the one that directed Old Boy, and even some stuff from Wes Craven's Playbook. I felt like, because there are a couple. This is not a spoiler because they showed this one in the trailer. There's a shot in which you see the characters in like a crawl space, and it shows basically the entirety, maybe not the entirety of the crawl space, but like, it's the crawl space, the person, and then the other person, and there's basically black space. Like, that to me is a Wes Anderson shot in a horror movie. Like, that's awesome. And they do that multiple times throughout the movie, and I just find that absolutely awesome. So I want to give credit there. The music in this, done by Carlos Rafael Rivera, is not what you would expect from a horror movie, but I will also add that this is not a typical horror movie. So I don't even want to say kooky, but just like the unique decisions that he makes with the score, having it be, it's more techno based, but it still really fits really, really well in the context of the scenes that it's used in, as well as using really good needle drop songs in mix with the score. Like, it is absolutely really, really cool and really, really awesome. So I want to give credit there. Everyone's performance in the cast is absolutely awesome. Zaziebeetz is really, really good in this, and I really hope that she was able to do most of the stuff, most of the action set pieces in this movie, because she looked really, really good in this movie. Patriciaarquette was also really good in this movie, kind of as the foil to Zaziebeetz's character. Tomfelton, once again, playing an absolute jerkwad in a movie, because if you do not know, Mr. Tomfelton was in the Harry Potter movies. He was, let me try and pull the name off the top of my head here. He was Malfoy. I'm trying to remember kid's name. He was, I said the last name. He's Malfoy, essentially. I can't remember the first name of him, but I did remember the last name. Is Malfoy. And once again, like I said, showing that he can play an absolute jerkwad. Heather Graham, I think, probably had some of the most brutal deaths in the movie, and she gave an absolutely awesome performance in this as well. Patterson Joseph also did a really good job as well. Like, everyone in the cast did an absolutely awesome job. But this is a horror movie, And I think the two most important things that you need to have in a successful horror movie are kills and the effects. The kills in this are so brutal. They are so brutal. I don't think I'm spoiling anything when I say this, but there is a sequence in this movie that with a flaming axe, which is absolutely incredible. The opening set piece really kind of sets the tone for the absolute lunacy and bonkers that you're going to have while watching this movie. And the final set piece is also really, really good as well. The effects in this are also really, really good. My hope is that they were, at least in terms of the body effects, I hope that those were done practically. Like, there are certain instances, and other instances that I'm not going to get into because I don't want to spoil this movie, where CG was definitely used, which I have no problem with. But there are other instances where I'm like, I hope to God that that's practical, because if that is, that is so good. But yeah, this movie is just an absolute joy from beginning to end. Awesome performances from the cast, really creative direction from Sokolov, a really well written script as well. Really interesting choices in the score, but I felt like it worked out really, really well. Like, to me, this is a horror movie that goes into the realm of complete lunacy, but there is a through line in this that keeps you kind of grounded in a sense, and in the end, it absolutely works out perfectly, in my opinion. This is an absolute blast to watch, and I highly, highly recommend that you go and check this movie out. You will not be disappointed. But those are just my thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts on the movie? Let me know down in the comment section below. But I think that is going to be it for me on this one, guys. Be safe out there, and if you ever stumble across a hotel in the middle of a busy city, I would always check the decor out, because if it looks old school or kind of satanic in a way, my suggestion to you is you need to steer away from that as quickly as possible, so that you don't get caught up in something really, really bad. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And I will catch you guys next time.